yellow elephant trunk.
Yeah. That's true. We're so shallow.
If those are my two options, I'm going to have to go with sponge.
At least mine was more descriptive. You have an image in your head, whereas sponge could be a kitchen sponge for all you know.
Bridge, are we now?
So, for those of you following along at home,
last time.
please look towards the little yellow elephant trunks.
Degrees, 0.2 knots.
We still think they're sponges.
Is that from the genus things?
Yeah, that would be from the genus
the family stuff.
Good copy.
Yeah.
Okay, video, you can zoom.
Chris, do we need to explain to you that kitchen sponges are not real sponges? Now that I see them closer, maybe they are elephant
Oh,
trunks.
there's a pagurid right next to it. How wonderful.
So is there anybody anywhere?
It's possible these are like the Bellinella octocorals that Tina was pointing out earlier. She suggested Bellinella and Eleutherobium. They have a morphology kind of like this when the polyps are retracted. So this would be a state where the polyps are all retracted. Yeah, I see Asaka was suggesting Bellinella or Minabea. So these are probably octocorals. Shows you
I'm
the
sorry,
great
what video?
diversity of morphology that colonial forms can take.
Will do. So, shoreside scientists, what is it you think we're looking at? Are these sponges? Are they corals? Are they something else?
We believe that these are octocorals.
We do think they're octocorals.
Possibly the genus Bellinella or Minabea or Eleutherobium. Now all of the polyps are retracted, so you see the little bumps on there. We're suggesting that the polyps would emerge from there with their little feeding tentacles. And the interesting thing about looking at these compared to all these other octocorals that we've been pointing out before is just you can see that there's a tremendous diversity of ways in order to grow into a colonial form. It all has to do with how you deposit the skeletal material and the sclerites and the tissue around that.
So, Scott, what would these look like when the polyps aren't retracted?
They would essentially have the same shape, except that they would be a lot fuzzier because you wouldn't see the column so much as you would see just this group of polyps with their tentacles facing directly out at you, and they'd almost be touching one another. It'd be kind of like a fuzzy surface, but taking on that same general shape.
Thank you. That was really quite interesting. I honestly don't, I had no idea those would be corals.
Okay, video, you can come wide.
Actually, I just Googled, what is it, Minabea, and they show a picture which certainly looks like what Scott and Masako were talking about, and they call them fuzzy carrots.
Fuzzy carrot?
Yes, that's great. Yeah, Sonia has also just provided a link in the event log.
There are no fish. But there are lots of...
one little guy.
Oh, ha!
Fish.
Okay, so it wasn't really the fish I was looking for, but did it just go
disappeared
into the rock?
He's still there. Left edge.
He's camouflaged himself.
He's attached himself to that. Upside down.
All right, come on in. He's a rock climber. Seen a few of these guys.
Like Trantheus?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You want a fun fact about fish eyes? We're zoomed in on this guy.
Yes,
we would.
See how
Cup coral at the bottom.
oblong, excuse me, the pupil is sort of oblong, not round like ours?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think the way they call it is that they have what's called an aphakic space, and the way fish that have binocular vision actually focus at different focal distances is they have to move their lenses back and forth, and having an oblong pupil like that allows that to occur. The lens will move forward and backwards so that they can focus at different lengths to see their prey. Whereas we do it very differently. We actually change the shape of our lens with muscles to accommodate different focal distances. So it's just something whenever I look at fish like this, I look at their eyes and you can get kind of an idea of whether they have binocular vision or not. This fish clearly does.
How do you know that, Chris? Where have you picked up all of these facts from?
I guess I used to be a fish guy, but I guess I drifted around a bit in
ended up on
physiology and
sponges.
other things.
So are all these little, like cup-shaped, cone-shaped things, are they all barnacles?
Yeah, so they look like dead barnacle shells.
So, Nav, what is the plan for how we're going to get around this shoal?
On the way up, probably just move north.
Okay.
That's my initial plan.
I'll look for the cup coral underneath.
Currents are kind of coming from about 30 degrees now. They've been changing on me. I'm trying to keep track of them. So they're off our port side.
Where have you picked up all of these facts from?
I guess I used to be a fish guy, but I guess I drifted around a bit in
ended up on
physiology
sponges.
and other things.
So are all these little, like cup-shaped, cone-shaped things, are they all barnacles?
Yeah, so they look like dead barnacle shells.
So, Nav, what is the plan for how we're going to get around this shoal?
On the way up, probably just move north.
Okay.
That's my initial plan.
I'll look for the cup coral underneath.
Currents are kind of coming from about 30 degrees now. They've been changing on me. I'm trying to keep track of them. So they're off our port side.
So you want to have the ship change heading or lateral that way?
I was going to say lateral that way.
Okay. Which way is the ship doesn't have a lot of lateral force. So which way are your winds coming out of?
We're facing the winds.
Okay.
Winds off the bow right now.
Okay. How much distance do they need to make north before they can go ahead safely?
Let's find out here. Once you guys start pulling
Could
out.
we zoom on this coral
Talk
that's
to
coming
Dice,
right
see
to
if
center
we see
right
it.
now? I think it's the first time we've seen this one. Or we saw it before, but it's the first time we zoomed in on one of these.
Do you want to zoom in on the fish that's out of frame first, or do you want to zoom right in on the coral?
I didn't see the fish.
There was a fish at the, yeah, it was at the top of the
Good
frame.
to document this coral, actually.
Okay, Pilot, can we zoom in on the coral?
All right, video, come on in.
You're pretty far out. Getting closer before I do.
Looks like we have about 4 minutes left in the dive. Do you guys want to do another move, or would you like to call it cure for today?
Well, stand by for one.
So this coral has a camatulid crinoid living on top of it. And this coral is likely primnoid, identified by Chris Kelly. Ecliptrophora pileata, he thinks.
Partial.
Okay, from intake.
Yeah, so I went to species on this, although I'm not sure they even are over here. That's what they are in Hawaii, and this is a bit shallower than the pileata gets in Hawaii, but actually it's about the same depth. But I went to that ID because it has a very distinctive morphology, and if you just go to Calyptrophora, that isn't really informative. But here it's lyrate, and there's some other things that differentiate it from some of the other Calyptrophora. So if it's not pileata, it's pretty close.
Is that max?
It is max. We're about a meter off.
Science, do you want a closer view of that?
Sorry, of the coral?
Yes.
No, I think Chris was pretty... Oh, no? Okay. Well, Chris had gone to species, but then Tina and Asako have said that they wouldn't gone to species and...
Pulling out.
Whee! It should be... It's fine. Thank you, pilot.
Yeah, I mean, it's not hard for me to get closer.
Okay, well, if you can.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It was a very shallow dive. We started at 500 meters and we came all the way up to about 200 meters. For us, that's extremely shallow. And we've seen all sorts of interesting fish. We saw several different types of coral than we've regularly seen, including soft corals. And we got to be impressed by the carbonate geology.
What is that thing?
Some kind of mucusy something or other.
It's been a really, really great dive.
I'm not sure.
I think we're really looking forward to the samples that we're bringing up as well.
Drifting in. It's now inside your toes.
Yeah.
Is that a nudibranch?
I don't know.
Can we focus on the black? Is that max zoom?
It is max zoom.
What is it?
Okay. Thank you, pilots. That's great.
All right, when you're ready, Roland.
Pilots, we got about 1 minute. We should, then we'll pack up.
These, depending on where the arms are, you can actually damage. So.
Okay. So, coming all the way right.
Come on in, Roland. Yep,
Right,
and then
all the
stow,
way right.
and they're kind of snappy, so ramp up nice and slow. They go from like nothing to, yep.
Yeah. Wow, that was
Yep.
like nothing. Okay.
Yep, and then same thing on port, but you're going to go to the left instead of to the right.
Okay. So,
All right, come on out, Roland.
all right, all the way left.
That was a great final zoom of a fish.
D2's right on the center line.
Pilot has visual of D2.
Go ahead and bring Sirius aboard. Pilot, come aft on the thrust, 50%, please.
Pilot copies, aft 50%.
And then you may adjust at will.
Roger.
Pilot, give it a little more thrust, please.
Pilot increasing thrust, 75%.
It's looking good, pilot. Go ahead and bring Sirius aboard. Pilot off stick.
Pilot off stick. So, you want to get the rest of my sensors, and I'll do the motors.
Covered.
Video's clear with HD.
Pilot dive super, please kill the power.
Winch, knife switch.
Knife switch thrown.
Dive super, power secure.
E-stops in.
Vehicle's cold.
See, we had tilt. There was no rotate. No, I guess I was right. Ooh.
Do D2's on. D2's on deck.
Winch dive super.
Go ahead, Soup.
You can turn off the winch, but please don't turn on the fans yet.
Copy that.
Dive super control room, going off comms.
Thank you, control room.
Thank you.
Pilot off stick.
Pilot off stick.